morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel where we're about that breaking cycles life. I hope you guys are good, ready for the day ahead. Now, for today's encouragement, today I just opened the Bible to something and I got Mark 9, verse 23. And if you want to read the entire story regarding this, because I know we've heard this scripture said in many ways, but in this context, it is regarding the boy who Jesus healed, where the disciples weren't able to cast the spirit out of the boy, and only Jesus did. And at the end, he said something very profound, which was, "This kind can come out by nothing but prayer and fasting." But our scripture for today is verse 23, which says, Jesus said to him, "If you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes." Guys, I'm not sure, if you know me, like if you've grown up with me, you've probably heard me say this many times. Like, if my friend would say, "How you do this?" I'll be like, "All things are possible, okay? There's nothing Shanique can't do, because Jesus said I can do everything," right? So that's the mindset I have in regards to my life. And I think, well, that's translated as having like a great amount of faith, right? And I apply that to every aspect of my life. And I remember this scripture at the start of this year, actually, that, you know, a lot of things don't come. A lot of things that we want don't come to us because what did the Father say? "Lord, I believe, help my unbelief," right? That's what he said, right? He said, yes, he said, "Lord, I believe, help my unbelief." And there are a lot of things, guys, that we can't access from heaven because we fail to exercise that level of belief in God. We fail to exercise that level of faith because, trust me, I have to be doing it right now. But let me tell you how God is so good to me in terms of helping me along my journey of faith, helping me along this journey of belief in terms of some of my promises that he has given me, right? And I've told you guys a few of them. How the very same scenery that you're looking at is the school. He told me, like, just a whisper in my ear, "Shanique, you need to be a doctor." And I'm here, and thank God, I've made it this far, and I'm in the school that he told me to come to, right? And that was a matter of faith and believing his words, right? No dream, nothing, just simply listening to him, following his words, and being obedient, right? And you see, all things were possible. He made the way, and the impossible came to being, and I am here, right? And if you don't want to regard that, because it may just seem like a coincidence to many people, like, okay, you changed your major, but I don't see it like that because of many factors that were involved, right? You can look at the other aspect of the Sabbath and this school, the fact that I'm in an atheist country, and it is not necessarily the easiest to conform or even consider someone of a religious background, and the fact that God worked in that favor. And that actually ties best to this scripture because, guys, whew, I'm not even lying. At one point, I had unbelief in the fact that they would even change. But I often prayed this prayer that the Father prayed, and it was, "Lord, I believe, help my unbelief." And then he reminded me of the last part of this story, of this portion of Mark 9, which is verse 29, And he says this kind can come out by nothing but prayer and fasting. And I was like, no, 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 no. I can't be just living my life like this because I have a lot of problems, right? I have to get on my knees, I have to be praying, I have to be sacrificing something, right? So I started praying and fasting, and look, God worked it out in regards to the Sabbath. I didn't speak to them this semester, I spoke to God, right? And I know we all have, there's something in our life that we have to be exercising a great amount of faith. We have to be exercising a great amount of faith to believe that God is going to do that thing. And I still have many things, guys. He keeps adding them, you know, like probably every day he's like, Shanique, you know, I think this will happen for you in the future. Not I think, I mean, you know, Shanique, you know, this will happen. And I'm like, stop it. And I'm like, you know, can you please stop? Because I'm already here struggling with some other promises that have not been fulfilled as yet. And I'm like, stop it, you know, just stop it. don't be adding more to the plate. And he's like, but it will happen. And I'm like, okay, it will happen. Like, I'm now at that point, like, okay, it will happen. Guys, pray for me, okay? It will happen, right? And I know, like, I have that level of peace to know that it will happen, because I've told you many times I'm a dreamer, right? And there is this one particular dream that still has not been fulfilled, right? Like, yes, like that's a promise. And then he gives me small dreams throughout that actually come to pass, and I'm like, hey, I dreamt this. I'm like, okay, this is awkward, you know? And then in those moments, guys, he's like, you know, Shanique, if I can make those things happen, like I told you these things would happen, why, Shanique, wouldn't that other one happen? And I'm like, you know, that is a fact. That is a fact. Let me continue having faith. Let me continue waiting on you, right? And I'm like, okay. And I have to be exercising this verse, you know. All things are possible. Like, even when it looks as if it won't happen, because med school looked as if it wouldn't happen. I'm telling you. This Sabbath issue with the exams looked as if it wouldn't happen. Because, you know, being persistent sometimes, especially with these people, it may go in the wrong way, right? And I thought it went in the wrong way at one point. But God turned it around. And then this entire semester and my subjects and just studying, I'm like, you know, it will happen, because if God can, like, deliver me in these three aspects and in other aspects as well, which, yeah, why would I not believe? Because he has done it before. Why wouldn't he do it again, right? And even though it looks as if there is absolutely nothing happening, I have to just trust that his word will not return to me void, or return to him void, right? And that is what we ought to do in exercising this, guys. You can read the story yourself, but if there's something that you're struggling with, maybe you need to go into prayer and fasting. Because, guys, if you really believe that all things are possible, prayer and fasting, like sincere prayer, sincere fasting, we can't just be living our lives as if everything is going perfect. It's not, right? We need to get on our knees. We need to start praying. We need to start fasting. And it was after I prayed and I fast that you saw God delivered me in regards to med school. It was after I prayed and I fast that God delivered me in regards to the Sabbath. It was after I prayed and fast that God delivered me in my subjects for this semester. Like, guys, prayer and fasting is key, right? And all things are definitely possible, because if we go on our knees, if we approach the throne of God boldly in prayer and in fasting, we will definitely see his hand in our lives, and I can testify of his hand being in my life. Okay, guys, so yeah, that's our encouragement for today. Going to prayer and fasting. and really believe this text that all things are definitely possible. There is absolutely nothing that he can't do, because he can do all things but fail. Q Elevation never lost a battle. But anyways, guys, have a great day. All things are possible with God, and prayer and fasting is key. Okay, so get on your knees, start fasting, and realize that all things will be possible if you only believe. Okay, guys, bye, have a great day. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's encouragement, and I hope you guys are ready for the day ahead. Now do me a favor and press that like button and subscribe button if you are new, so that we can get more of this positive Christian content out into the world, okay? And I'll link my daily devotional playlist right here and my Let's Talk playlist if you want to tackle some social issues, okay? So have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.